Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing our single player playthrough. Yes. Okay, so just getting right on into it here. If you weren't here last time or don't remember, we had built the reinforced plate factory, which is this one here I'm kind of standing on. We've got plates coming in, we've got screws coming in, we got plates coming in. I did not fix the damn screws, I forgot. Whoops. But anyway, this is our permanent reinforced plate factory. So we've got a little building here. We come in here. These ones are actually all summer slooped because of the amount we wanted to produce. The amount we wanted to produce, we managed to do that with 10 machines because we're using the bolted iron plate recipe, which takes a bit more screws and a little bit more plate, and then you make way more on this scale here. But then I decided to summer sloop it so that we could double our production, just because. I'm able to summer sloop a lot of this because of the quote-unquote gift, we're going to call it, that the developers have bestowed upon us. That will be fixed eventually. I don't know when, but yeah, if you are taking advantage of this gift, then you definitely want to take all the advantage you can, and that way, when they do fix it, you won't be, left out in the rain. Also, I can't spell today. Hold on. My brain just... There it is. Yeah, I thought so. Call that the reinforced. Ah! No! There. Reinforced plate export. Okay, that'll do. That way this goes to whatever factories we need it to, which are going to be modular frames and stuff like that, so. Anyway. Yeah, we got this all done last time. Got it all belted and got it all working. It has a little bit of a logistics floor above it, up in the rafters here, kind of blocking some of the sunlight that we intended to have in our factory, but that's okay. But yeah, really nice. Keeps the production floor clean, Lots of so we're doing 300 per minute on this factory here with just 10 machines, which is pretty nice. Probably not going to expend it at all, but that's okay. Man, all the phlegm today. Okay. So our next project is going to be we want to make the wire and cable factories. And what I'm going to do is, because most of that wire goes into making cable anyway, is we're going to make a couple of towers right next to each other. That was kind of the plan. Basically, we build a base, and then we have two towers standing side by side, with little bridges going across to kind of connect the floors, so that we can run wire directly into making cable. We're going to have 3 train stations, import of copper. We're going to do copper ore, because I just didn't see a need for a factory that was going to have hundreds upon hundreds of smelters making copper ingots and then have that delivered. It's just like, we'll just deliver the ore and then smelt it on site for all of our factories. That just kind of, it was a kind of a decision. I know I wanted to do a factory I wanted to do train stations for every single step. It's just the smelting step is kind of, there would be so many trains trying to take from one factory. It would be insane. It would be insane block-ups, and we'd be extremely limited on that kind of stuff. But with taking from the ore directly, we can just focus on getting the raw resource to the factory and then smelt it from there. So smelt it directly on site. So that's kind of what we've been doing. But anyway, this massive structure. All this massive structure does is create a little bit of power and collect oil so that I can take it to the plastic and rubber factory. Stupid plan. Okay, but yeah, like I said, that's kind of the plan today, is to get started on a wire and cable factory, but that's not the entire plan. The other part of the plan is getting this connected to the plate factory. We need to make this belt go up this hill as well as go this way. It's got to go, yeah, you know what, we are going to connect that, because then we can have a intersection at that bridge. We can have an intersection just after it, like right here. We could have a bridge there, or a T-crossing there, and then that T-crossing is going to go this way, which is going to make its way down to this train station here. Or not, or maybe, how do I want to do that? Yeah. Do I want to pull a train station through, or a train line through here and try to make it go this way? Or if I get it up this way, would it be more advantageous to build a bridge to go across there to then make it over to here? That'd be something interesting. We'll have to find out. A lot of plans, a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, I need to find the best route. Why is it always coldest in the morning? It's like 5 in the morning and I'm freezing. Just got out of bed. Okay. But if we bring the rail up this way is not as complicated, but also the iron plate factory is up there. You can see kind of the tippy top of the radar tower. I've been trying to put radar towers on all my factories so that we get a nice scan. Speaking of, we should probably put one on that reinforced plate factory. That'll definitely help with the scanning of this area. I eventually want to cover the whole map. Yeah, see, here's our iron plate factory. It's way up here. Also, part of this main line is going to be going towards the mall, which is going to be up there, which we also need to get building as well. Yeah, we may have to put the wire and cable factory off for a minute, just so that we can get not only this rail done, but also get the mall done too. I still have yet to do the Fixmas factory. I've had no time whatsoever to do anything recently, so I've been trying to do that, but also when you're doing 2 different series pretty much on your channel, and then recording and editing and uploading and all that, and then you're also taking part in another pretty much kind of like multi-game series with friends on on like dedicated servers on their YouTube channels, because they're streaming and stuff. It's like, where do you find the damn time to do anything? Not that it's a bad thing. I definitely enjoy this. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a very good time. It's just yeah, it's been a little bit hectic. So yeah, just something we have to do. There's a cave there. Huh. Anyway, need to make our way over this way somehow. I don't exactly know how yet. Still working on that part. What if we can get a rail up here? This would be a nice land bridge to make our way over. Can we get a rail up this way? Yes, we can. Right through here. It'll be a little bit tight, but we can make that work. We can definitely make that work. It's going to be a constant hill through this area. We're going to need a 2-meter hill, and then we can make our way across to that way. And that'll shorten the distance and connect all these rails up. Plus, it'll also make a shorter distance for the mall as well. Because eventually all this stuff's going to be delivered to a mall where all of our materials are going to be centralized at some point. Which will be nice. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let me see if I can get a rail going up this way. Because if we get started from here, then we can definitely work our way probably that way-ish or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And getting there. I spent a little bit of time just building this. Got this massive bridge. Decided to do an arch bridge for this area because I got a lot of arch bridges here. So I was like, we'll just go with that. So yeah, I got this massive arch bridge that expands a lot of these gaps. Goes all the way across. I decided to change up the plan just slightly where I'm going to run the rail. Because I think it'd be much easier as well. So we'll just go ahead and move it along there. Yeah, got a little bit of a section right here where we have some solid stuff. And then this bridge. This bridge is very interesting. Don't know if I designed it right. But, I kind of like it. So you got this bridge that's got these pillars, because this is so thin that you can't put 2 side-by-side foundations with that overhang. So I decided to do this instead. I thought that was pretty cool. A decent thing. So these just sit in the ground, essentially. I think that, thought that would be kind of cool looking. Yeah, I mean, looks alright. Looks alright. And then, of course, we've got our intersection up here. So instead of coming from down this way, which is where I originally planned to make my way through there, because of just how complicated that would have to go through that area, I decided to pull the rail. This rail's going to go up to that water station. It's going to follow this right here. We're probably going to use this land bridge. Oh, no. Wait, no. We're going to go through here, make our way up this way somehow. And then we're going to basically end up going this way with it. And then coming in the backside. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one specifically. And that'll definitely connect these two. Like this rail here and this rail here, it'll connect them two on this side, because we do have a bridge that does go right there. See, this copper train's taking that long rail bridge that does end up here, which was a pretty crazy build. But yeah, so this one will connect all of that, and then the connection to the Titan Forest main rail line is going to be through here. As well. So if we keep going, you can kind of see there's our bridge right there that we're going to be connecting to. I'm actually going to curve it around this way, and we're going to have a T-junction on this end of the bridge instead. And I think that'll work much better. Or basically, it's going to be a weird intersection right here. Don't exactly know how I'm going to do it, but I need to connect that rail line there, this rail line here, and this rail line here all together. But this rail line is also a main rail line that's going to be going that way. So there's going to be a T-junction here, and then there's going to be a junction here as well to connect those, because the stuff that's coming from down here is going to go up here. It's going to go up here, and then it's going to curve around to go this way, and then go up that hill to meet up with that rail line up there. So that's pretty much that and how that's going to work. So yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's taking a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, of course. Yeah, we're gonna get her connected here. And yeah, you got this three-pronged intersection there as well, and then that goes this way. So yeah, you have to go a pretty extensive ways to get down there, but this is one of the easier routes. There are a few routes you can take, but you're going to end up with 2 meter and possibly steeper. More than likely, you're going to be steeper of a rail line, and you don't want to go steeper than 2 meters. For one, the rail it doesn't allow it, but it does allow it in certain situations. It doesn't always allow it, but when you do build that way, it does kind of make it so the train has to work really hard. Like I've seen trains go up steeper than 2 meter, fully loaded, and they'll get about 3/4 up the hill because they got all that speed they're carrying, and then they'll almost get to the top and they'll just slow down into a crawl. Sometimes they'll make it, and sometimes they won't, and then they'll just basically slowly slide down the hill. So they don't have the power; it's electrical, so everything's electrically ran and all of that. More than likely, that train runs off of like electrics, or it's an electric engine, or possibly several electric engines, and then runs off of that system. And then it has a clutch slip system, so that you bring up the power, and then it slowly, once the power gets high enough, then it gets enough energy to actually move. I would assume, anyway, there'd be some kind of clutch slip system in there, like limited slip. And just sitting there at max power and not moving is probably not good on that train. And in fact, you're going the opposite way. I'm just putting some like lining along the side just to kind of match the rest of this bridge, because then I'm going to do an arch bridge here. Blueprints. This one here. Gotta make sure we get the height correct. Is it there? Nope, a little too low. Is it there? Nope. 1 more meter. Is it there? Yes. Perfect. So when you have blueprints, it does make building these rails a lot faster. Because I'm more opted to build with more stuff. Because before in Season 3, before we had blueprints and stuff, really, a lot of my rail systems were they were handmade, but I didn't put in the effort to make the rail lines actually look good. I just kind of built the rail lines and hoped for the best, I guess you could say. Something else I've learned as well while doing corners, this looks perfectly straight like this, and we do this looks perfectly straight as well. And it is, until you go to build it straight. What sometimes happens is it'll be slightly off, and then when you go to do a straight section, you end up having rails kind of wiggle back and forth, and they're doing it like within like centimeters or whatever. They're just side to side. You get the slight wiggle. So what I do to prevent that is, rather than building the corners like this, what I'll do is I'll erase these and go, okay, that's where I want to end my rail corner. It's right there. And what I'll do is I'll put in a straight section to make sure it is straight, like this. Whoops, not like that. Like this. And then I'll connect the two. And then we can remove these little short pieces and then continue on the bridge. We're almost there though, because that down there, that's our plate factory, which is what we're trying to connect to. And there's our rail bridge, or our rail line right here. This one goes up to the mall. So this one continues up this hill and ends up there as well. So yeah, and with this intersection, I have a couple different ways I could do it. And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm probably going to flatten out right here. Ish. Yeah, we'll flatten out right here. And then we'll have a normal standard T-junction. And then go up that way. Oh, there's some Caterium right there. There we go. Pretty sure I've already done that, but with the reset that we had. What was it? A couple months ago? We had a little bit of a reset where most of the world got reset as far as like all the collectibles and stuff, and all the fart rocks got reset. It was a mess. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about bringing this bridge over. Maybe a couple more sections. So something like this. Yeah, we're actually almost going to be in line with that. So anything coming from the desert area is going to be able to get up to the mall pretty easily. We're going to have another route that goes from the desert up to the mall, but it's going to be a long route. Because the massive amount of bridges and stuff I have to build with, and the spirals, and it's a mess. I've already done that route. That route takes weeks to build, even with blueprints, because the meticulous planning that you have to do is insane. And I know this because I've been there. I was there. I've done it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily not a fun area. It's very tedious. It is a very tedious area, to say the least. So. How far do we want to take this before we want to flatten out? Probably there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? It might be worth it to... I don't know, actually. Yeah, this will work, though. Oh yeah, that'll definitely work. Okay. I don't know why. Don't ask me why I had that out. Let's see, is this... If we go with this... Whoops. I didn't actually want to do that. Didn't mean to click it. That's 1 meter too high. Alright, so... So do that, and then a 2 meter. And then a 1 meter. Like that. I'll bring our 4 meter over. Yeah, that's pretty damn close. Alright. Never mind, that is 1 meter too low. Is that half a meter? I think it is. I think that is half. I thought that was closer, but no, that is half a meter. Alright. So here's what we'll do then. Is we'll just go with the old, this height. That's the height we'll go with. And like I said, this is already kind of pointing towards it, so we're gonna aim with this. This is how I build intersections, by the way. As I find the point of center usually, and then I'll kind of maneuver around it. And of course, get rid of all the foliage with our snowballs. There we go. Yeah. So we're gonna be making our way up that hill here soon. Okay, so 2. Let's go like 5, I guess. Actually, we probably want it to aim up that way. Is that the aim? Yeah, that's gotta be. Okay. So you put that there. Then you go like this. You gotta find the aim of your arms first before you can build the intersection. So it always takes a little bit of finesse, a little bit of finagling. And since we want to go this way, we're gonna make it go that way. Okay, then you want to figure out the size of your intersection. How big do you want it? I probably want it to there because I know we need to start making our way up that hill. So, and then we'll remove this. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. We're probably gonna need to go back 4-ish before we make it. Also, yeah. Okay, so we need to make this. We need to bring this up here now. I'm glad I didn't have to rebuild this. I didn't want to. And since we're gonna be doing arch bridge, I need to arch bridge this slope. I need to build some arch bridge slopes for foundation or for blueprints. The only problem with doing slopes and stuff with blueprints is if you don't, you have to set the blueprint up in a way that when you're in blueprint mode, when placing it, that you want it to snap together correctly. You need to build it in such a way that makes that happen, and it is not easy. It is not easy to make that happen. Okay, we're gonna go the shortest we can possibly go with this, which is there. Okay. This is gonna be a very short curve. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring. If we want this to work out, we're gonna have to bring this up here. Oh, that's another issue too. I didn't think about that. That is fixable though. That is fixable. Oh, it's not though. It's not fixable. Yeah, I forgot that was going to be a thing. Because this is also on that grid height right there. The only other way to fix it would be to lower this one with this one. Like, get it at the same height. Because this can't lower. This one's not allowed to lower. Because of the... I mean, we could raise it, actually. That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I might have to do that. Okay, we just have to get this lined up. It's not lined up. Oh, I have it locked. Whoops. No. Oh, it's trying to be placed. That's not what I was trying to do at all. So there. Yeah, that's lined up. Okay. It's close enough for the moment. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll raise this then. Now. Ooh, that's actually rather close. Very good. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll... Yeah, it's like, it could do with being raised, actually. And since it's so short, we'll go all the way down. And then what I'll probably do is I'll raise this up here. But yeah, we gotta remove all this. I mean, we don't have to do an arch bridge all the way up here either. You can definitely make that work. But at least then the intersection will be level. Okay. Corner's still going to be a little tight, but... Yeah, the reason I was okay with it being raised a little bit is because of this stone arch. It's like, yeah, it could be done. It could be done with being raised just a slight bit. Guess yeah, that is also an issue. Is it going to be raised up so much that I gotta kind of rebuild this? Yep. Well, I don't have to rebuild it necessarily, but I do have to like place these back. Since they'll get raised slightly. Alrighty then. Okay, finally got that all built out. Everything's looking good now. Just need to... I should probably, since I've got this portion done, I should probably set up some signals and stuff. Because that way it'll be easier for the train to navigate. Pretty sure the train will take this way. But, so we're going to go to transport. We're going to grab ourselves a freight car. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to grab 2 engines. 1, 2, and there's our first signal. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it up at there because it's close enough, but yeah, so we'll be able to see how much power I need just to get moving, and this is an empty train. So yeah, we're gonna put a signal up here. So I've got this all finished as well. So you can see I got the arch. You got the arch bridge going all the way downhill. To give the rails support, and then we've got the intersection support as well, which looks like it's just a solid mass of concrete, which, you know, it's a little hollow, but, you know, it works. But yeah, like I said, we're so close to this, I might as well just do this. So we're going to put, since this is a 1 meter hill, I'm fine with doing this, putting a path signal right at the top of the hill. And I'm only fine with doing that because it is on a 1 meter hill. If it was on a 2 meter hill, absolutely not. We would not be able to do that. It'd be very hard to try and find a position to make that work correctly. And we're going to do block signal, of course. Block signal, block signal, block signal. And that should put this entire intersection in its own little area. Yep. Perfect. Alrighty. Nice sharp little corner. Okay, we're just about at the end here. That's pretty much that. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect spot for these. Set those up. Then we keep going. We almost got this completed. I think we're going to have this completed this episode, or I'm going to try to, at the very least, try to have that. So 2 more foundations. So 1, 2 at the very least. We'll go one more here. And then, yeah, we shouldn't need to put another signal down. I might move these in a minute. We'll see. But we shouldn't have to put another signal down until that intersection. I wouldn't think. Yeah, so we'd probably put a signal there. Yeah, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to move those... Yeah, we're going to move that signal back there. Move it forward a bit. Probably move it to about where my train's at. Yeah, right where these connect. That's perfect. There we go. And that kind of spreads it out just a little bit further. But the reason I do 10-car train blocks, even though I'm using 5-car trains, because I will eventually use a 10-car train in certain situations, but mainly just because it does spread out the trains enough that if anything should happen, more than likely they're not going to be a collision because the train's going to be so far spread out. The only collisions that could possibly happen would be at intersections. It's the usual thing. Yeah, I gotta build the supports for this, and then we'll continue on into the Titan Forest a little bit, which I'm quite excited for, to finish this rail system, so we can get our plates at an easier access point. We need to get those plates. Alrighty, so now I gotta build supports for this. What type of supports do I want to do? Because this is kind of a roadway, I might do, we might do like beam supports, but have certain sections that you can drive in between. Since you can drive through this area, might try that. Make it look at least a little nice. Yeah, pretty nice though. We've got a nice rail bridge that goes all the way that way. Connects, gonna be connecting up these areas. Gonna be really nice. This is ultimately going to head up to the Red Forest and the backside of our aluminum plant. It's gonna eventually. This is gonna connect up to that. It's got a long way to go to get to that point, but it's getting there. It is getting there. Alrighty, finally got it done. Finally got this connection made. So if we head down here, I've got this intersection completely supported. I know because I'm running out of time. I'm gonna have to cut more, I'm sure. And I gotta do a little bit of touch up, but we'll do that in a second. So you got this intersection completely supported, everything looks good, and then we go into the Titan Forest here. I've got some more supports, just kind of following the theme of the steel with the concrete footers. And then as we come to this section, the reason that these have to be in place is because if I don't have those in place on a 2-meter slope, what happens is the corners stick up, even the concrete ones will stick up through the excess of the track. Let's pull that down to like there, or through the sides of the track, as you can see. And as it gets more steep, this gets more and more ridiculous. This stick out point. A little bit of stick out's fine, but it does get ridiculous after a time. So, and then we've got every 5 of these. We've got a set of legs to support our slope, which comes all the way down here to our T intersection, and then there's our bridge right there. So then we come up here, slope up, and then we level off because this is where our intersection is going to be, which then goes to our bridge. Which then also goes to those rails over there, which is going to go to... so these rails up here will go to those rails over there, which is where our rail is currently. As you can see, it is almost connected. I'm gonna probably end up putting a factory here at some point, one that has a smaller footprint than we were trying to do earlier in the week. So I'm waiting to connect this until then, because I definitely want to put a factory in this spot. It's a pretty open area, so pretty nice for a smaller factory. But yeah, see that rail comes up there. Then that's how our screws get to our reinforced plate factory. Now that I've got this connection made, our iron plate train has been taking this route instead, because obviously it's much shorter. Because that's the way the rails work in this game, or this way the trains work. See, there's the iron plate train. Can we capture a glimpse? Yeah, there she goes. Just climbing up that hill. Even though it's steeper, and you have less speed, it's still quicker than taking the long way. So then we come to this section right here, which comes down this hill, which has to be a 2-meter slope. Oh, I've missed. Oops. Just put that in place there. There we go. Every now and again you get one of those where you just miss by accident. But yeah, then we got this huge slope system. This is a 2-meter slope, by the way. That's how steep this is. It's pretty freaking steep. But then it goes down to a 1-meter slope, which then goes all the way down this way as well. So then you end up at the Titan Forest. But then, so what our plate train does is it comes here, comes to this intersection, goes down this way, and then goes down to the desert cliffs, or the desert canyon. But it doesn't stay there very long. It climbs right back up that hill right there, and then comes up here to this factory. Could we connect these two much quicker? Probably, but I'm not going to do that. That's way too much. That's a little too far past what is needed, to be honest. This works just fine. So yeah, the one thing I did forget is I forgot to put these in place. These are the most annoying to place. This is more for looks than anything. But yeah, I'll basically just run all the way up this hillside here. Just like this. Just all the way up this hill. Like I said, it's more of a style choice than anything. It just keeps going. It's up and up and up. Train. Like I said, there's the iron plate train. I love that it has to use its brakes to slow down. Not that trains can derail in this game. You can go max speed and hit the sharpest curve that you could possibly build, and it'll stay on the rails. So I think the only reason the AI actually brakes is because just in case that because it's coming up on an intersection, it can only reserve that intersection so close to the intersection. It can only reserve that then. So if another train reserves it before the train gets in range, then it has enough time to stop before it gets to before it gets there. And I did try to leave a this is a 1-meter slope past here. It smooths out to a 1-meter slope, so that gives it an equal, or it gives an even better chance of that train stopping easily. Yeah, the AI in this game is pretty smart as far as trains go. Unless you don't have any signals, then they're stupid. But yeah, they're pretty darn smart when it comes to that kind of stuff. And this is why I cut this stuff out, because look how boring this is. Whoops. I have not continued this. Thought I was done. Dang it. And that also happens sometimes too. Oh, I heard a ding. That means this has been reserved. Yep. Yeah, it reserves it, and I don't have any signals on this hill because of it being a 2 meter. And look how slow the train is. It can't gain any speed. It has to go right uphill again. It only levels out for the intersection, which I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't try to do an intersection on a hill, because then it'd be even less. It'd be even more slow. And there we go, that's what that looks like when it's all done. Yep. Pretty crazy intersection. I had to go to concrete because we started getting into the dirt. And I'm just like, yeah, we'll just do straight concrete from there on. So I just switch types just because of the hitting the ground and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now that that's done, though, I do think that that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. We're a little bit past time. We'll fix that probably. But yeah, so next time, I guess, now that we have that connection, this connection completed that I wanted to get done, now I'll go ahead and move on to wiring cable. We need to find a place to put it. I'm thinking maybe the northern forest would be a pretty good idea. We don't have very many factories up there. We do have the iron plate factory, but that's about it. That's all the factories we have in that spot. It'd be nice to put another factory up there somewhere. It'll be doing wiring cable. I think that'd be pretty good. Need to bring a lot of copper up there too. But for now, though, with that, with all that rail done, I do think, like I said, that is going to be it. So, I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see here. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.